Alright, welcome back. I'm very tired, so we're going to go through this pretty quickly. Shout out to Alex and his company, AusParts International, for getting us the parts we needed, because we don't have all the parts. We got most of the parts. But here, let me go through what we got real quick, and I'm going to go inside and take a shower, because I've been driving for the last 9 hours. So here is the K-member. If you're familiar with the GTO front K-member, it looks pretty much the same. One of the telltales is how you can see the engine mounts. The one on the left side, that's right here, is offset to where it would be further up on the rear-wheel drive models we got here in the States. Also, the rack and pinion looks pretty darn identical. I can already see where I might have an issue here, because see how that's like indented a little bit for the steering rack itself, and it's not like that on this side, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Other than that, it looks like it bolts in pretty much the same as we know it on the US models. But like I said, I mean, the only one way to really find out. Let's see here. Looks, yeah, right there. So, from what I remember, well, getting underneath the car, which I'm not going to do because I'm very hot. This is pretty close, or it should be close enough to get us at least ballpark. This looks to be a little offset, because you see how that mount stud is just to the left versus dead on in the center. And then same up here. That's a little offset versus dead on in the center. Sway bars, I got the sway bars, I got the half shafts, the brakes, the ABS cable, and the end links over here. That one's off and that one's still on. The brake calipers themselves appear to be the same. Are pretty damn close to the same from what I can see. They're just not nice and pretty like the ones on the GTO currently are. But as far as the rotor size and the caliper, they look pretty damn identical. Also, got the transfer case and the cross member. Got the front drive shaft, the diff, the oil pan, the factory shocks. You can see the pass-through here for the half shafts where they come in on either side. They bolt the pan here for the front diff, and then the coupling on the driver, what will be our passenger side, and then the shocks themselves, which from what I can tell look to be almost the same, because these bolt patterns down here look to be exactly the same on the GTO. I'll find out tomorrow, because obviously I'm incredibly excited because I have parts now. We waited, what, 2.5 months for, and coming here, we're making space to lay everything out. This is probably the cleanest the garage has been in a long time, so that I can make room to pull this out. We're gonna clean all this up in the morning, find somewhere for this stuff to go. Might have to store it up top there to get it out of the way if it's not immediately important, to get us as much working room as possible, because this has to come back out. The good news is, oh, too close. The good news is it's not in there very well. It's a wiring harness, fuel lines, and the 2 bolts for the motor mounts. That's it. So it should take me no time at all to get the engine out and put it back on the engine stand here, where it'll stay while we figure out the front part of the suspension and do some math or whatever. I don't expect this to be a completely bolt-on affair, simply because the car's not right-hand drive. If it was right-hand drive, that my life would be a lot easier. According to, man, I'm sweating like a fucking horn torch. According to the Australian cats, if it was a right-hand drive car, this would be a matter of just taking old parts off and putting new to it parts on. So we got our work cut out for us. I keep hearing that there are other people who've done this swap, and I guess one successfully at least, but I don't have any evidence of these cars or these builds or these people, because supposedly this stuff happened like years and years ago. So I'm not saying I'm the only one that's ever done it, but I haven't found any evidence of anybody who's done it. I've heard a lot of, my brother's first cousin, twice removed dog, did the swap back in 2000 whatever. Haven't seen any evidence of it. So if you know somebody who's done this swap in the States successfully, have them reach out to me, because I would love to gather any coulda, woulda, shouldas, or if I would have done differently, or hell, even parts that I'm not currently aware of that I'm going to need during this process. I'm all ears, okay? I'm not the end-all be-all of GTOs, much less Holden. So I'm just a guy in a garage doing something that I think would be a pretty cool project, all things considered. And I'm excited. I drove a little over 9.5 hours to Indianapolis. Spent the weekend, more or less, with with my youngest and my wife. My older two have jobs, and so they got to figure it out for once. And had a good old time. Went to the Children's Museum. That's cool if you've never been there. I highly suggest it. Ate some things and checked out a brewery and picked up parts this morning and headed on back, and got back at a reasonably early time because my wife has to work tomorrow. So I'm off tomorrow. I timed it that way. Still ended up working today because I ran up on an accident on the way home in my jurisdiction, and so I hopped out and helped Chief and went on about my way. So, you know, even on my day off, you still work. First responders understand that. But anyway, so we're excited, man. We are excited. This car is going to get some of the much needed attention. I don't expect it to be easy, but I don't expect it to be terribly hard either. It's definitely going to be a process. I have parts. We'll go more into detail about all this stuff tomorrow. But for right now, just showing you guys I got them. They're on hand. And here we go. So I'm going to get back to it and take a shower and probably have a much needed beer. Take care.